So I needed to make this video to kind of let y'all know what's going on. I'm building this model ship, and I can't do anything about this. The people that are doing this and controlling me, I'm not joking when I say this. Someone is coming upstairs and breaking into my apartment and switching out the instructions. And as I get to each step, and I figure out that somebody switched out the plans and switched out the paperwork and is playing games with me, I'll hear the guy downstairs hit the wall. So they have a camera and they're watching me in every step that I'm doing, and they're very detailed to try to control me to what items, what angels, what color skin, what color hair I'm going to be applying on there, or what ideas I'm getting to put on this ship. It is purely white supremacist of what these people are doing. They're not going to tell you any of that, though. When have you ever met someone that tells you they're racist when they are? So, like I said, in this particular situation, I was very clear. It's taken me like a very long time to build this, okay? I don't know if you can see how detailed each one of these strings you have to individually wrap on your own, and you even have to individually wrap these little beads with this little string and then wrap it around. You have to do each one of these by hand, and then you have to measure it to see how well it's measured, because you got to put the veils and whatnot, and you have to put these on here and these on here and then these on here. Anyway, this has taken me a long time, and I finally got to the end of this part, and I have to put these veils, to catch the wind. Well, when I look to see which beads, these beads right here, there's singles and then there's doubles. There's one that these have just single holes in them. You put the string in, and it gives the illusion of what it is to be on a real ship, so that when they pull the strings, you sort of make a mockery of whatever direction of the boat you want it to go to. Anyway, there's also the other ones, which are these right here. I don't know if you can see that on camera. They're double holes, and there's two tiny holes in there that they're made so that one is for the veil, and then one is for a different part of the front mast. And I wanted to make a video about this. This is what they're doing to me. So I made it. It's very clear. First of all, they're not supposed to give me the instructions. Right off the bat, I know that these instructions are false and fake. So when I'm building this, I take a look at what I'm supposed to build and what are these little beads, what I'm supposed to put on there on each one, so that I know ahead of time. So when I get to the string part, I'll know which strings are supposed to go to which strings. And there's an entire instructions on how to do that. You can see that right there. All the different arrows. There's another group of. It's pretty complicated, because you got to figure out, how it's supposed to be built. But I never get it 100%. I think the closest one that I ever got was the one I gave to the ship that I built for my brother Marco, which was still a beginner ship. So anyway, I'm building this ship, and whenever I take a look at the instructions again, all of a sudden, these right here, someone switched them out. So somebody came into my apartment, broke into my apartment, grabbed the paperwork and switched them out after I got this, after I'm building this gift for my uncle. So I wanted to make this video very clear. This is exactly what they've been doing to me from the very beginning. Everything that I make, everything that I do, they want to confine me and control me to every down bitter point that they can. And this is to train me like their dog. And when I'm disobedient and I don't show up crying like a dog and living on my knees and digging in trash cans like they almost had to, they send this fat ass white supremacist piece of shit around the corner that keeps stalking me and acting all crazy like he has a knife and wants to get into a fight with me. and it's very constant. When I get on the bus, she starts following me and stalking me. So I wanted to make this video to let you know that this is the piece of shits that are doing this for whatever reason that they're doing it. I'm doing nothing, so regardless, I have to be creative about it with this, even if I follow the instructions, even if they gave me the actual instructions that is supposed to be on here. So now what I'm going to have most likely have to do even more is I have to be creative with this, where I just have to go along with what I know, and then that's it. Just let it be, because they keep switching out they're switching out the instructions. And not only that, but these aren't the actual plans originally that comes when you purchase this boat, when you purchase this ship. So I wanted to make this very clear. You know, obviously every boat that I build always has crucifixes and angels, no matter what. What postures and what they say is not until I get done. But everything I build is Jesus and crucifix, Catholicism built with ideas of it. That's all that it is, every single one of them. So I wanted to let y'all know that this is what they do consistently. Now I have to now either remove these or I have to rebuild it, and it took me literally like 10 hours. It took me like 10 hours of work. It took me 10 hours of effort just to even get this. Like, because you have to get the wood, you have to sand down the wood, and you have to keep doing these things. So I wanted to make this video to let y'all know about what they're doing. I paid $160, but they forced me to worship Jesus Christ the way that they told me to worship. And if I don't, then I get punished, and I'm going to go with Satan, and I'm an evil one, and they punish me even more by making me shit in the bathroom, beating my physical body with electronic devices, ejaculating my colon, doing various different types of things. Just like they're pulling strings. You ever seen the movie The Freddy Krueger, where the devil is controlling the strings of what Freddy Krueger and these puppets are doing, and getting them to kill themselves or sabotage themselves or hurt someone else? That's exactly what they're doing to me and how they're guiding me. I told you that left means Jesus, right means, I was, you know, the light that killed my uncle. And this is in real life. And I talk about this because when they shoot my feet, the bottoms of my heels, they have an electronic device that shoots real hard and violent, or real warm. All of a sudden it's a thermostat it's a heating thermostat they shoot into the ball of my heel, so that I know which direction and how Jesus Christ works, and how Jesus Christ, and I told you Jesus Christ, and how Jesus Christ heals you. And that's how they condition me. That's how they train me. Now death is going to happen to all of us, but I've already gone through cancer. I've gone through murder attempts that have been placed on me before, and it's much more terrorizing when you have that happen to you. It's much more terrorizing whenever you've been homeless for 10 years like I have, when you have people doing that to you. Jesus and God are not important only for the best of resources that you can use them, and that ideology way of thinking, because you haven't had enough bad things that have happen to you, and that is why. These people that are shooting these electronic devices, it's a very confined. They're very intelligent, very poisonous to their white supremacists, to their white American flag, and for the niggas of Barack Obama. It's all being correlated. So when I finish all these boats, it's all going to be correlated exactly the way they want, regardless of any intentions I have for these boats. But I wanted to make these videos because if you think it's me being racist, and you think these niggas are being, no, that's exactly who's doing it. So I wanted to make this video to let y'all know. I mean, that takes a tremendous amount of effort. You got to get these right. You have to have the strings, the threads. You have to measure out the threads and where they're placed and which threads you're going to be using. So anyway, I thought I'd make a video because I have to be creative, you know, and I would like to be able to build a ship, at least probably one ship, maybe probably a couple more completely by the instructions, but it's still very difficult to get everything by instructions. And not only that, they either steal an item that they have from me, like they did before, or there'll be a missing item that when I finally get to it, when I finally get to a certain item that I need to get placed on, it'll be missing, or it'll be one or two short, or whatever it may be. And not only that, but I know that however they're building these ships, they're making it much more difficult, and they don't give these instructions. First of all, I want to say this right off the bat. They don't give these instructions. They do not give these instructions very specific. I just heard somebody downstairs hit the door, and then it hits my chest. And this is exactly what they do. It's a very slight hit, like that. You see how loving the white power is? He touched your heart like Ken Cooper, the white supremacist church. Oh no, it's not racist until you want it to be. No, we're going to force you to see how your heart works. It's very poison. So I just felt them hit the bottom, the guy downstairs, and he does this. So I wanted to make this video about what they're doing, because nobody understands the very details that they're doing. I had these instructions. These instructions were stolen out of the box, and then someone got into their computer system and restapled this and then put it in there to make it look like these were the instructions. Obviously, if you spend just as much as money, or you spend $20 more, then you're going to get the same instructions that come generally when you buy it. When I bought this other boat that I gave to my brother Marco, it was completely built. The instructions were all laid out like it's supposed to. They come in big pictures. It tells you how to do this and how to do that in most cases. So what they did with this, I paid $30 more, I think it was, for this boat, and it's still the same beginner's boat. In fact, it has much more complexity to it. So what they did is they steal the instructions, and they literally change the pictures so that it becomes more difficult and more, I don't want to do this anymore, because they're training me that I was never able to go to school, that they're training me that I couldn't do nothing until they put me in the DJ career, because that's what my dead sister, who else wanted a DJ career too? And it's nonstop. And as soon as I went ahead and followed the instructions of what it says right here. Well, when I finally completed this right here, they switched out the instructions when I was gone out of my apartment, and instead of being singles, now it's doubles. It's doubles. And it's very clear, because I know that I have to look at this very clearly, because I don't want to go back over it over again. And I have to look at this very clearly again, because I spend a lot of time, and if I mess it up, then it's totally trash. Not totally trash, it's just I have to do something else. So I wanted to make this video that this is exactly what they're doing. And as far as everything, like, look at this. All these items right here do not tell you how to build it. It just says it just goes right there. And so this is a psychological analysis of what they're doing. Is they go out into a computer and they place this on here, because they're reframing my thoughts of mine and how to brainwash me. Now keep in mind, this is living hell of what they're doing to me and torturing me. I spend a lot of work, I spend a lot of time and a lot of passion building this. Even as I'm building this, talking right now, they're shooting an electronic device right now that makes me feel like crying. And it's an emotional thing. So I wanted to talk about this, that this is what they're doing. Follow the instructions, and all of a sudden someone switched them out. So I wanted to make a video on this. This is all about race, of what these people are doing in the larger picture of things. It's about the least that I can do and get and do for myself or others, and how much everyone else is going to get better and got it better. Just like my sister was thrown in a garbage can. That's what they did to me.